Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever felt like just coping with things like anxiety and burnout just isn't cutting it anymore, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to talk about a program that's all about moving past just managing the symptoms and diving into real, deep, lasting healing.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. Does life feel like you're just treading water? Like you're stuck in survival mode? It's that constant feeling of being overwhelmed, maybe a little disconnected, and just flat out tired.
And that feeling is exactly why the STAR program was created. By the way, STAR stands for Sacred Truth, Alignment, and Release. And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it all. This is about making that huge shift from just getting through the day to actually truly living from a place that feels authentic and real to you.
Okay, so let's really get into this idea. For so many of us, life can become this endless cycle, right? Anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, and that nagging sense that we've lost touch with who we really are. And we're not just talking about having a bad week. This is a chronic state that can really block us from our own joy and our own wisdom. So, the big question is, how do we break that cycle? Well, the philosophy behind the STAR program is built on a really important idea. It's not about slapping a Band-Aid on the symptoms, no. It's about going way deeper, right to the source of the problem.
This is a total game changer. Instead of just teaching you ways to cope with anxiety, the entire goal is to find the subconscious root, the place where that anxiety first took hold, and completely dissolve its power. Think about it like this. It's a permanent fix, not just another temporary patch. And this incredible approach is led by a powerhouse duo with these two distinct but perfectly complementary roles. First up, you've got Angela, who they call the Seer. She uses powerful techniques like regression to help you safely revisit past experiences and tap into that deep inner wisdom. Then you have April, the Anchor. She's the one who helps you take all those profound insights and ground them in the real world with practical actions and a new mindset. It's the whole package. You get the soul and the strategy. Now, you might be hearing all this and thinking it sounds very spiritual, and you're right, in some ways it is. But what's so fascinating is how it's also deeply rooted in modern neuroscience. The program actually calls this the science of soul, and it's this amazing blend of ancient wisdom with proven biological principles. And here's what's so important to get. This isn't just wishful thinking or feel-good talk. The entire process is built on established science. Things like neuroplasticity and embodied healing. It all rests on three core scientific pillars that work together to create real, measurable, and lasting change. Okay, pillar number one is vagal regulation. Now just think of your vagus nerve as this huge superhighway that runs between your brain and your gut. When you're stressed, that highway is jammed and you're in fight or flight mode. But using simple techniques like paced breathing, you can actually calm that nerve down, sending a signal to your entire body that says, hey, you're safe. And here's the key, it's only when your body truly feels safe that the deep subconscious healing can even begin. Second pillar, clinical hypnotism. Now forget everything you've seen in movies. This is not stage magic. It's actually a state of highly focused attention where that loud inner critic in your head finally gets quiet for a minute. And when that happens, it allows you to get direct access to your subconscious mind, which is basically the operating system running your life in the background. So you can go in and update old limiting beliefs with new powerful ones.
And that brings us to the third pillar, memory reconsolidation. This is just a fascinating piece of neuroscience. It turns out that every time you recall a memory, it becomes temporarily, changeable. So let's say you have a memory of being criticized as a kid and it carries this heavy emotional charge of shame. With this process, you can safely revisit that memory, neutralize that feeling of shame, and literally rewrite it with a new truth, like, I was just learning and I am worthy. You don't forget what happened, but you completely strip it of its power over you today.
So you can see how this all clicks together into this beautiful integrated process. Step 1. Vagal regulation creates a foundation of safety in your body. Step 2. From that place of safety, clinical hypnotism opens the door to your subconscious. And step 3, memory reconsolidation goes in and rewrites the old programming. It's this logical, step-by-step path to real transformation.
All right, so we've talked about the science, right? The how behind the healing. Now let's get to the fun part, the what. How does this all actually play out? Well, it's all delivered through this intensive 5-week journey that's really designed for rapid, deep, and lasting change. And this timeline really gives us a clear roadmap of the journey. You start in week 1 with discovering those hidden beliefs that have been running the show. Then you move into aligning with your soul's truth and clearing out what's been blocking you. Week 3 is where the deep core healing happens. And then the last 2 weeks are all about building that empowered mindset and, crucially, integrating all these amazing changes into your daily life so that they actually stick.
Now, if all of this is resonating with you, if it sounds like the kind of deep change you've been searching for, you're probably wondering, okay, so where do I start? And the program offers a really clear, easy, and accessible first step.
It's called the Inner Compass Reset. And the best part? It's a completely free, guided experience that gives you a real taste of what the full program is like. It's an incredibly powerful way to just begin uncovering your own core beliefs and reconnecting with yourself, all with zero commitment. It's a beautiful starting point.
You know, I want to leave you with this really beautiful thought from April Lynch, the program's co-founder. She says, "You belong to the light, and the light belongs to you." It's just such a profound reminder of our own inherent worthiness, our connection to something bigger than ourselves. And it really speaks to the ultimate goal here, which is just coming home to yourself.
And that brings us to our final question for you to reflect on. This isn't about fixing something that's broken. It's about discovering the truth that's already whole and complete right inside you. So what truth is your soul waiting to reveal?